What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope you all are having a great day. You know, this is ridiculous, and I've got no choice but to pay it. So, here's where it gets to be crazy. You know, we keep worrying about the NFL salary cap, and this is the reason why I say pay the player. Go ahead and pay the Dallas Cowboys. You can't don't worry about what it's going to cost down the road. Because the salary cap, you remember how they told us last year after the salary cap went up like $30 million, they said, "Oh, the salary cap's not going to go up like that. It's going to be pretty much flat now because that was the television revenue, the new contract and stuff coming in. It's not going to grow that much." Yeah, okay. And lo and behold, it went up by another 25 million. Okay? So, where does the money come from? It's not necessarily gate receipts because fans going to the stadiums has actually come down. But what's happened is the television contract, gambling, and all of these things. So I of course, do streaming about the games and stuff on Sunday, and of course now have had YouTube TV for 2 years. Now, don't get me wrong, I love having YouTube TV because I'm not tied to a cable box and a cable, a cable box and a cable, right? Because we had Verizon here at the house, and we had 8 boxes and having to have 2 DVRs. Because we had 8 boxes, you had to have 2 DVRs. So we were spending $100 a month for equipment alone. And if you remember when I used to have my studio outside, I had HDMI cables going all over the place and all the splitters and everything else. It was crazy what I had to do. So with YouTube TV, as long as you've got good Wi-Fi, I can set up as many TV as I want and have YouTube TV with the Sunday Ticket as opposed to a freaking satellite dish, which is great. And I remember, wasn't it $199 the first year? If you bought it like in May, it was like $199 or $249. They had the introductory special.
They got specials all during the season.
Well, yeah, after the season started, they're trying to get you.
Yeah.
So I remember telling people, because I think it was Apple TV had the Sunday Ticket, and it was like $599, which was outrageous because they're like, "Oh, well, it's because it's Apple." And I said, don't be surprised. They're feeling us out to see how much they can get away with on it. Okay? So, here's the thing. I got to have it because I got to see the Cowboy games. It doesn't work if I can't see all of them, even though a lot of them are nationally televised. And like I said, having YouTube TV works great because I can watch here in my shop. I can watch downstairs, upstairs, and all that. And there's tons of programming on it. And my same account I actually use down when I'm at the Red Brick House, because you can have 3 TVs on out of your market while you're traveling. So that's a bargain right there. But the price of that's gone up. Yeah, the price of that's gone up to like $100 a month right now. So Sunday Ticket last year, I remember, I think it was $2.99 if you bought it early, $3.99 if it was later. So the prices have changed, and I saw a post on the Twitter. So now Sunday Ticket they have listed at $522 for the year. You're paying $119 per month for 4 months. So during the season, you're paying $119 extra per month for those games. They have YouTube TV listed at $563 for the year. I don't know how they're getting that.
So, but the other thing too.
But my YouTube was costing me about $1,200.
The other thing too is if you have YouTube TV, you get a discount on the Sunday Ticket.
Okay, so maybe so maybe it's not as bad as I'm thinking, because I was sitting there thinking, you mean I'm going to pay $200
If you just
a
want
month
the Sunday
for
Ticket, that's the price for just a Sunday Ticket.
But you got to have YouTube TV. You can't get just Sunday
You
Ticket.
can get the Sunday Ticket without YouTube TV.
All right.
But it's cheaper if you get the YouTube TV.
Yeah, if you don't get the YouTube TV, then you got to have another provider. Peacock TV is $13.99 a month.
That's a little piece of the smaller.
But not on top of all this stuff. And then you got to have Netflix because you got the Christmas games on there, right? So that's $22 a month. And then if you have Amazon for the year, that's $89 if you have Amazon Prime, so you can get those games because you got Thursday Night Football there. And now ESPN Plus, aha! ESPN Plus now has games too, which will cost you $104 for the year there. So we're talking about $2,000 now to watch all. If you are wanting to see all of the games. Now maybe you don't want to see all the games. You just want to see your team. Now you can go back to the regular ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox. However, here's where it's going to be the kicker in the nuts. The NFL is opting out of the television contract in 29. And I bet it's not to get the prices lowered for them. It's so they can make more money. And by that time, ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox will probably be on their knees and dead. In which case, there'll be platforms out there that'll be streaming that will be paying a whole lot of money. From what I heard, I believe YouTube is trying to get one of the Sunday packages now, either CBS's or NBC's. So everybody, it's the Wild West of getting the NFL because it is the 800-pound gorilla. And so if you're also worried about money, here's another source of revenue that you also have to look at too. You know the Cowboys, Cowboys and 31 other teams are going to be playing an 18-game season. And when they do that, they'll add a second bye week to it. So that's 2 more weeks of football that these providers will have. So, add about another 8% income because of having 2 more weeks of football. Your team may not be playing that week, but it's okay because you're going to watch something else. Football will rule. So when you look at this, and if you go by right now, we're at $279 million in the salary cap. If the salary cap just continues growing like it has been growing, and remember, during COVID, it was only $189 million. It's gone up almost $100 million since 2020. By 2030, this mother humper is going to be about $450 million. So, somebody like Micah Parsons, Tyler Smith, all of those guys, if you kick their contract down the road, and now is really the time to kick the contracts down the road because you have all of these new sources of revenue that are coming online. When you have a $400 million salary cap, which is coming, $40 million is only 10% of the cap. Unlike when it was $200 million, $40 million would have been, what, $40 million would have been 20% of the cap. You follow me? So, yeah, now's the time to get these things done and kick them down the road. Unbelievable how much you got to pay. Now, I guess you could look at this and say, well, you know, if you have Amazon Prime, then you're going to save some if you're ordering a bunch of shit from Amazon, right? And you do have Amazon, you can watch Amazon movies and stuff, right?
Yeah, you got to pay for those.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
you
but
got to pay on that on top of the subscription.
What do you mean?
You have to pay for the movie. Some of the stuff you got to pay for too.
Oh, okay. I was going to say.
They have their own TV
and
shows.
Peacock, doesn't Peacock have wrestling?
And so does Netflix.
Okay, so do you watch any of it on them? Because I don't watch.
I watch the pay-per-views. That's about it.
In which case, you got to pay extra for. Okay.
No, you don't have to pay extra for the pay-per-views. It's included with the price on Peacock.
They're gonna get you. Remember when it used to be, oh my God, cut the cable so you can save money.
Yes.
You ain't saving any money. You're getting charged more. Just like a good crack dealer, they get you hooked on it, and then they jack up the price.